So on and off for years I've heard people getting up in arms about Harry Potter and other fantasy things. I remember hearing about Dungeons and Dragons being satanic or something like that, and actually even recently Jehovah's Witness members of my family have said things like D&D and Lord of the Rings are demonic, which is funny considering that Tolkien had very Catholic values and he imbued those very Catholic values into the Lord of the Rings. On the flip side, his intention was to create a mystical tradition that he could give back to England, having had its mystical tradition stripped away when it was Christianised. Still annoyed about that one. But swings and roundabouts, eh? I mean, we've got the Lord of the Rings now and it's all of ours, not just England's, and it's as much New Zealand's as it is England's, and as much everyone's as it is anyone else's, so I mean that's a win, right? And who needs Cernunnos and his lost brethren anyway when you've got hobbits? I mean, let's be fair. Anyway, recently there's been this thing where Harry Potter's been banned from a Roman Catholic school in Tennessee. According to Reverend Dan Rehill, these books present magic as both good and evil, which is not true, but in fact a clever deception. The curses and spells used in the books are actual curses and spells, which, when read by a human being, risk conjuring evil spirits into the presence of the person reading the text. I mean, lol, right? And this is from a Christian frequently asked questions site. The Harry Potter series may not be for young or spiritually immature children, as they may not have the ability to distinguish between reality and fantasy. Apparently not just children having that trouble. So, first off, why do we still have religious schools? Why do we not just have schools and, if we have to have them, separate churches? Why? Also, yeah, cats are playing tonight. Pick the moments, don't they? But yeah, anyway, why does the church have to have its fingers in every pie? Like, why does it think it's an authority on anything outside of its unsubstantiated faith? And why are governments letting this happen? I mean, I went to a C of E school and we used to pray and sing hymns. Oh, C of E is Church of England, by the way, if you're wondering what C of E means. It's kind of really relaxed. There's a joke about C of E that belief in God is optional. I think Dawkins said that, but yeah, so I went to that kind of school and it was really quite lax, and I think I got off quite lightly, all things considered. Second of all, this reverend saying that you might risk conjuring evil spirits. I felt like they had to include the word risk there as like a qualifier, because I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to say I don't think very many evil spirits have been conjured ever. Also, actual spells and curses, as opposed to what? I wonder how they established that definite fact. And also, is anyone else wondering which journal they've submitted these actual spells and curses to for peer review? This is an actual school, like a real school for educating children. I'm wondering how this school would do on the bite model, to be honest. In 2017, apparently a bunch of parents of the kids at the school signed one of the two, a letter to the school saying that they believe this guy, who apparently claims to be a soldier of God, is a toxic narcissist. Really? All night they've been asleep. All night. Leave them a comment below, I think they'll like that. Little ego stroke for them. Anyway, the parents who wrote the letter also said that this guy apparently hates the Pope, which is a little bit too school playground for me, but obviously the guy was allowed to stay anyway. So diocesan, I don't know how to say that. I'm going to go diocesan spokesman, that word I know, and still I didn't say it right. Diocesan spokesman Rick Musacchio, other words I can't say. I'm going to just call the guy Rick, okay? Rick said that Rehill's views are fine, and apparently just as fine as the Liberal guy that had the job before him. I don't know, Rick. I don't know. Let's be fair about this though. The spiritually immature aren't going to be able to differentiate reality from fiction or whatever thing is a little bit cheap when we're talking about Christians. You know, those people who believe this old book is the word of God because the book says it's the word of God. Maybe that was a cheap shot, I don't know. It's worrying reasoning at the very least. I mean, we are talking about a Roman Catholic pastor here who thinks he's a soldier of God, so, I mean, still, Christians project much. Anyway, yeah, that was just a fun little story I thought I'd share. We found it on the internet. I thought it was worth making a video about it. Obviously, the atheist community has been a little bit tense lately, with good reason, to be fair. But yeah, we all need a laugh now, so here you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more videos like this, then please hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel, then you can do that by becoming a patron. That's the best way to do that. After you've subscribed and shared the video, of course, there's a link to my Patreon below with all my social media links as usual. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.